Okay, in this video I'm going to focus on the watch list and the positions held going into next week and the profit objective, why I got these stocks and where I expect them to go and what my profit will be next week if things go out to plan. Now, a lot of things could influence this. I mean, if the market decides to sell off, well, we might have a little problem there, but I want to hope that we still have one more push in the market. And either way, a lot of these stocks that I've gotten into, I got into at certain levels where I believe there's a limited risk on the downside. And there might be worth holding at these levels, even if they do pull back a little. So we'll start off fast. We're going to start off with Taser. Taser, I have 400 shares. As you see right here, we have a nice triangle forming here. All I would like to see this one is to break through $16. I mean, even if it got back up to $16 and poked its head through, that would be great. I feel like if this one is going to hit $16, then it's going to go further. But say $16 is all it gets. That's a about a 40-cent move. 400 shares is $160. All right, so I marked that down. That's where I expect that one to be by Friday next week. Pfizer's in this nice triangle coming to a head. We had a nice pullback today in Pfizer. It didn't really help the cause, but it's still in. It hasn't deviated or hasn't failed this triangle that it's in, and I like this one. I think this Pfizer's overdue. So look for support at this trend line here, and I think on Monday or Tuesday we're going to continue to head back up. I have 400 shares of Pfizer, and I'm looking for a price target of $26 on this. I believe at 25. You know what? $25.80, $26. Now, if we could get that by next week, holding 400 shares. That'll be about a $600 profit. OMTR, I have 150 shares. Now this one I probably am going to end up selling on Monday if the market's pulling back at all, because this one has a good habit of spiking up and then pulling back for a couple days. So I might actually just take the loss on this one and come back and get it when it retests the highs here. So I'm not going to consider that one. If that one actually does gap up or come up with news, then we'll reevaluate. But I'm going to look to sell that one on Monday. NNRI, it's a nuclear play, Russian play. I bought it today on close to this double bottom here. Just 500 shares. It's a very cheap stock. I have no views on this at all. I've been trading it off and on, and I wanted to give it another shot here on this pullback. So just a little play there. I'm not adding this one into my profit or loss because it's a very cheap stock, and I don't have many shares of it. NMX, we formed an inside day. I still think news is going to come out of this one down the road. I don't know if it's going to come out Monday or Tuesday, but like this one, I probably might get rid of this one also. I'm not adding this one into my I like to hold this one when it starts to flatten out like it did last week, and then we had that nice run, and I added to it today at 130, and we'll see what happens. If there's weakness in the market and this looks like it's going to pull back more, I might just unload it and move on and wait for a better chance to get in this one. Microsoft, I like it. I like it for one more day pullback. I think it's going to get a classic, what's called a 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback, and then we're going to head higher. So just watch this one closely. Actually, on the 5-minute chart, we had a very strong close today. We bottomed out, and then we had a lot of shares come in right at the close and closed almost at $29.50. So I like this one. I have 500 shares of this one, and I'm looking for this one to, let's see, what do I have down for this one? And I'm just looking this one's a good long-term one. I think a short-term target, of course, we're going to have to break the new highs, and if we do that, we're going to go up to about $30 and 30-40 or 30-25, 30-25, 30-40 here. This is the first line of resistance we're going to hit right here. That's 30.07 actually, so it's more 30.07. So I would say $30 mark on this one would be a first 50-cent target on that, so it would be $250. And that's not that hard to do. So actually, I'm going to be looking at this one closely Monday. Intel has a weird bar here. Don't pay attention to that one bar, but this one is still classically ready to go. This is where I'm going to make most of my money in, and I'm just waiting for this one to start showing me some volume coming into this one. Once this one breaks out of 26.65, you're going to see this thing ramp up $1, $1.20, $1.30 in one day. So once this thing starts to break out, I'll be in big time. So I'm looking for this one by next week, if everything goes accordingly, to 27.50, which would be right up here. We shall see. Centrex, the housing stock. This is the 60-minute chart. Bought it yesterday on a pullback, and today it's just held its strength. It was a very good day overall. I think this one looking really good. I have 150 shares of this, and let's take a look at the 5-minute chart fast on this. I don't want to waste your time with all these charts, but as you see, we opened up, pulled back, and we just pretty much closed at the same level. A very strong day on a market that's pulled back so much. So this housing stock might have bottomed out here, and I might consider getting a little, maybe 50 more shares on Monday if it continues to hold this strength. AXR, this is that short squeeze play. I'm not adding this one into my my calculations because this one is a very dangerous one. Like it tried to make the last 2 days where I'm calling for a short squeeze, it actually attempted to get the short squeeze, and then the shorts pounded it back. And then again today, it pounded it back. It'll be, I'm very curious to see what happens on the next couple days. I have, what do I have? How many shares of this? AXR, 90 shares. So we're going to see. You know, I hate to see this one pull back to $26. I might be able to see that, you know, on Monday or Tuesday. But I would love to see this one break 28 and stay above there and get that short squeeze going like we had back on the 18th. We had a run from 28.60 to basically the following day all the way up to 34. So this thing has power to move. AKAM, I want to show you something really good about this one. On the 60-minute chart, you see this big volume spike right here, right on this big reversal bar. I really like it. It's a lot of volume. You know, you don't see this kind of volume anytime except, you know, let's see, when was the last time we had that kind of volume? It was a long time ago. It was on the 20th. But we might have a lot of volume coming in, and we kind of balanced out there, bottomed out. And on the 60-minute, we're making a nice little bottoming formation right here. Nice little triangle, and I expect this one to head higher. Maybe even some news saying that something's going to come out on it because it's due. Apple, again, a great story. Mondays are great days for Apple. Just hope the market holds it together. No bad news comes over the weekend. I have 100 shares. I'm looking for this one to go to 160 by next week easily, and that'll be a $500 profit. Now, if all these profit objectives come through, it would net me about $3,010 by Friday. And well, that's just a weekly summary of what I'm holding going into next week, and I will also send out a watch list for potential buys also next week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to stay tuned for any extra videos and some educational videos coming up this weekend. Thank you very much. Yes, sirree.